Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for Greater Boston League Girls Soccer. And we finally get underway. Medford, for the second time, the Medford boys team had a problem getting here, and the game started very late. And now the girls' game, just about 45 minutes late. Medford had problems with the bus, as a lot of teams are having, whether it's school during the day or teams going different events. Medford in the white, Haskell actually in the black. And Medford kicks it out of play. Haley Duarte in net for Medford. Anna Flaherty for Classical. And it goes out off Classical. Everybody, some of the parents that are here, there's a few sprinkling of fans, not a lot. They've been here for a while because the bus was very late. They give it all the way back to Correnti. There's two of them back there. Ava Correnti is 13. Eliza Correnti is 15. Molly Mann is the other deep, along with Amanda Tucker. Those are the four on the back line. They got knocked out by Maggie Nerrick. Mannion stepped in front of the pass, but knocked it out. Now it skips past. Chasing it with Bolizo. And Correnti kicks it away. It skips past. And Haskell knocks it deep. Medford's going to let it go out of play. And goes out. I think that went off Dana. Delaney Dana. This is one of the teams that Classical hasn't beaten. They tied, and it was 0-0. Classical won a game last week 2-1. First goal they've given up in this Greater Boston League competition. The only other goal they gave up was to St. Mary's in the city tournament that they won 2-1 in a shootout. Thurman gives it to Nerrick. Trying to throw it in front, blocked. Thurman picks off the pass. Can't get around, the defense took it away. Blocked by Correnti. And popped straight up in the air. Wilson almost walked in and just deflected away. Looked like she might get a shot off, and it just deflected away. And now Medford knocks it out. That'll be a corner kick for the Lady Rams. Medford's got a host of coaches. Rocco Thierry, Michelle Fraser, John Murphy. Mike Shenna doing an outstanding job with Classical. Gets popped out in front, can't get the shot off. trying to get around to get a shot off. It gets knocked away. Again, trying to center it. It goes off Medford and then off Classical. And Medford will get to kick it away. It went off the foot of Nerrick. Down deep. Thurman centering it. Getting a piece of it was Lauren Wilson, but all she could do was just deflect it right to the goaltender, Duarte. Carenti knocks it back the other way. Medford, for the first time, carries it into Classical territory. It's kicked away. It gets knocked deep. Medford will get there and keep it in. And they'll let it go out. Classical will get to kick it away. A gorgeous day here at Manning Field. Got to be up in the 70s. Blue sky, a smither of clouds. Great day to sit in the stands and watch the kids play. Banyard boots it deep. Couple of heads on it. It winds up with Thurman. Gets by one, taking it down the near side. Looking to center it. Put it right out in front. Duarte made the basket catch and kicks it away. Good bid by Thurman. Back checking nicely by Angeline. That's Leah Angeline. Derek blocks it. Looking for Thurman. She pushed it a little too far. Medford takes it away. Bangs it off Thurman. It's going to go out of play. Angeline knocks it up, and it blocks it. Calling it off Classical. Classical in a little different uniforms than they normally wear. And I'm kind of happy because they got much bigger numbers. But just being Cancer Month, they're wearing those pink socks and have a smattering of pink. And some of their family members, parents, have got pink T-shirts on. Medford knocks it out. Medford are the Mustangs. Classical are the Rams. Classical makes a substitution. Medford takes it away. A nice little shift to get by. And Carenti is there to knock it away. And it goes out off Classical. Classical very quickly knocks it back up. And Medford couldn't control it. It goes in the Medford bench area. So the ball once again is down deep in Medford territory. Now they knock it deeper. Classical with the throw in. Medford got a piece. They drop it back. Can't get around. Defense takes it away. Good job by Medford. And she gets around again. Medford knocking it deep, trying to get there. It gets knocked out. This will be the deepest penetration Medford's had in this early first half. And he banged it off Mannion, and it goes out. Colombo and Belitho were playing catch. Colombo knocked it off Mannion. And he tried to slip it to Bullock. And they tipped it out of play. Now they knock it deep. And you can't get around the defense. Knocked out by Heinig. Now they take Mateo down. Glasgow will get a free kick. Correnti will take it. Just past the 30-yard line. Now they move it down inside the 30. Had a bit of an angle. This is Eliza Correnti. And she just slices it off to the right. Never came back, stayed out of bounds behind the net. And Duarte will just boot it over to her defenseman. And it skips right past. She booted over to the defenseman to her left, and it just bounced right over her foot, went out of play. Glasgow will get the throw in from down deep. Headed away, they let it go in. Duarte will take it and kick it away. And she just kind of punches at it. Didn't get it very far. Blocked by Medford. Mannion knocks it upfield. Hoskell keeps it in play. Thurman looking for it. Mateo looking for it. Finally, stepping in was Waterman. Correnti to Mannion. Has to track it down. And lost it out of play. I thought she lost it out of play. They're giving the throw in to Glasgow. And now Medford knocks it out again. Knocked out by Baxter. They knock it deep. Correnti gets there and knocks it back upfield. Waterman picks it off from Master Mateo. They go deep. Mateo trying to get there. Medford got there first, and then Mateo knocked it out. Glasgow will make a substitution, as will Medford. So Medford 7-3-4, Glasgow 10-0-2. As I mentioned, they gave up their first goal in the Greater Boston League. They won the game 2-1. The only goal they had given up all year was the 2-1 win over St. Mary's in a shootout. They take the shot, it goes wide. Just stepping around was Parker, just able to get a foot in, and she got a little half kick that went wide. And now Medford will kick it out of play. Glasgow will get the throw in down deep. It's been all Glasgow territorial-wise. Now they call it off. I don't know how they could give that That was just the defensive player knocking it out. I don't know how they gave that to Medford. Now they bang it off Parker. Medford will get the throw in. Parker battling to take it away. Gets tipped right to Parker. She gets around, but there are too many white shirts around her. It bounces by Klaskell. Klaskell trying to center it. Medford knocks it deep. And that's Correnti knocking it away. Taking it to the near side. Getting around. And they knock it away from Thurman. It goes out of play. They tried to knock it to the net. It got blocked. They tip it back to Mannion. Put it high in the air and deep. Wilson got a head on it, but couldn't tip it by the defender. Now it goes deep. Klaskell looking for it. Medford takes it away. Klaskell trying to center it. Medford picks it off. Blocked by Correnti. Knocked deep to Wilson. It bounced off her foot. She couldn't control it. And the defense knocks it away. I think that was Baxter. Mannion pushes it by with a rush. And Wilson was going to give it back to Mannion, but Mannion was going back to play defense. Medford blocked nicely by Tucker. Tucker gets a body on it, knocks it away. And Tucker keeps it in. And Medford knocks it out. So neither team has scored in a while. The last game 0-0. Even the first half still 0-0. We got a timeout down in the field. Mannion pushes it ahead. Thurman. Derek back to Thurman. Leaves it for Mateo. Shot to the net. Duarte goes high in the air. Makes the catch with Parker sitting right in her lap. Nice bid by Mateo. Tucker broke it up nicely and takes it away nicely. Coming down the near side. Trying to, nice takeaway by Molly Mannion. Took it right away from Master Mateo. Thurman takes it to the middle. Knocks it deep, goes off Mateo. Bouncing ball. Klaskell looking to get control. Almost walked in, just broken up. Mateo with a nice move. Takes the shot from long range. Duarte got a hand on it. It was going to go wide left. She grabbed the rebound just as Parker was bearing down on her. They knock it deep. Medford gets there first. This is their deepest penetration. They throw it across. Thurman gets there and knocks it away from Master Mateo. They drop it down, broken up. Master Mateo trying to get the shot off. It goes off the foot of Mannion. Flaherty will come out and grab it for the first time. That's the deepest penetration Medford has had. They just couldn't get their foot on the ball to get a shot. Waterman knocking it deep. Dana with a rush. Took kind of a tough bounce, bouncing away from it. She couldn't really collect and go to the net. She had to chase it down. And then when she tried to center it, Duarte picked it off and kicked it away. They knock it deep to the near side. Medford will get there first. They give it back, trying to walk in. Blocked by Correnti. And that was Isbell. Sierra Isbell walking in, had her shot blocked, and Medford will get their first corner kick. We'll have substitutions first. The sun comes out bright, it's nice and warm, but it blinds you when you look to the left. That kick goes by everybody all the way to the far side. Glasgow was between letting it go and kicking it. They kicked it upfield and kicked it out. And now, when he tried to kick it upfield, they kicked it off Glasgow, and it hit Glasgow. I think it was Waterman, either in the hand or the arm. Medford will get a free kick from the 30-yard line. Knocked away. Almost tipped it to the net. The Indian will let Flaherty come out and get it. Thurman tried to go around the defense. It got tipped back toward the net. Luckily, there was no white shirts there. Parker just got a piece, pushed it forward. Medford knocks it the other way. Tucker just kept it in. Oscar will get the throw in from right in front of the Medford bench as they make a substitution. Past the halfway mark of this first half. 0-0. Glasgow and Medford. Glasgow's already qualified for the state tournament. They and the volleyball team. Both teams undefeated in the GBL as Glasgow kicks it out. Isbell will put it in play. Master Mateo and Thurman doing battle. Waterman kicks it deep. Wilson got hit and knocked down. That ball was she was going to go after that and walk in alone, but she got bumped, spun, and went down. And Glasgow will get a free kick from just inside the 20-yard line. Olivia Waterman now is at the 20-yard line. Olivia Waterman will take the kick. Medford sets up that picket fence, that I like to call it. Waterman knocks it wide left. They push it off to the far side, and it goes out off Glasgow. And we get the whistle for substitutions for Medford. Off Classical again. Medford kicks it out. Trying to walk in. Right in front. And it was Baxter knocking it away. Haskell again down deep with the throw in. Trying to center it. Medford picked it off. They knock it deep. Correnti is there to knock it back. Medford gets it by. They knock it to the middle. Trying to tip it by. And there's Correnti knocking it away and out of play. Medford's picked up the pace a little bit. They weren't anywhere near Classical territory. Now they've got it down deep a couple of times. Now the shot goes way wide off the foot of Isabella O'Brien. Medford, a fairly young team. They only have 5 seniors. Mateo trying to get around. It went out. And calling it off Mateo. They knock it deep. Headed away by Correnti. Medford coming back. Mannion steps in, takes it away. Nice little shift. Took it away from Coyote. And Medford knocks it out. Thurman with the throw-in. Mateo. Sent it, put it behind Wilson. Off Nerrick. Waterman with it. Gives it to Tucker. He knocks it deep and out of play. It goes out off Medford, right in front of the Medford bench area. And again, we'll have subs for each team. Popped high in the air. Head the wrong way. Correnti knocks it over and knocks it out. She was looking to give it back to Tucker, and she pushed it too far ahead of Tucker, went out of play. I don't think they're having, I know the Catholic Central League is still going to have their Catholic Central League Cup. They thought it went well last year, giving teams a couple of extra games before the tournament. I don't think the Greater Boston League is doing that. I don't know how many other leagues kept it. I know Cape Ann was doing it. there were a couple of leagues that did that. It goes out off classical, so Medford a little deeper in classical territory. I wasn't sure about soccer, but basketball I thought it was very good because there's like a week between Flaherty has to dive and make the save with a white shirt bearing down on her. There's like a week prior to the tournament starting that not many teams they don't want to really scrimmage or hard to get a game with. So the Catholic Central League got together and put that little tournament together. And it seemed to work out well for everybody. And now it seems to be Medford with a little bit of get up and go. And they knock it deep. So it's classical having trouble getting going. Correnti broke it up. Medford took it away. Correnti took it back. Tried to leave it for Tucker. Classical broke it up, but Medford knocks it back. Medford will track it down. Looking to center it. Trying to get around to get a shot off. Can't. Broken up. Finally broken up again. And we're going to whistle. I don't know if somebody hit it or somebody hit somebody. It looked just like people milling around. They're going to give Medford a free kick from inside the 20-yard line. Right from the 15-yard line. Emma Casey will take the kick. Scoring opportunity certainly for Medford. Official lining everybody up. And she off the picket fence. Classical set up. They did a good job. They blocked the shot. Medford keeps it alive. Classical gets by. Nice rush by Wilson. Broken up. Thurman trying to walk in, takes the shot. Duarte has to make the save. Great job by Wilson taking it out of the area, get it to the Medford end, got it to Thurman. She got around the defense, and Duarte had to make the save. They tried to clear it, and they hit it, and Thurman got a hand on it. That'll give Medford the free kick. Maria Colombo with the kick. Mannion knocks it back. Mannion knocks it down. Tips it ahead. Looking for Mateo. Trying to center it. Walden took it away, but they're going to blow the whistle, and she either knocked Wilson down to get it or touched it with her hand, one or the other. Classel's going to get a free kick. This is going to come from right around the 15-yard line. And Waterman will take it. Just outside the 15. A little bit of an angle. And she got too much foot on it. Lifted high over the net and out of play. So both free kick scoring opportunities by the board for both teams. they'll have substitutions. Glasgow's going a slew of substitutions for Glasgow. Medford will replace one. Just under 5 minutes left in the scoreless first half. Knocked loose. Angeline knocked it up. Glasgow got a head on it. That was Delaney. Or Dana, excuse me, Dana. Went out of play. And Duarte will kick it away. Broken up. Knocked out by Master Mateo. And it winds up going out off Thurman. Angeline knocked it up, but Wilson couldn't keep it in. Out off Medford. Thurman putting it in play. And it goes off Medford. And he couldn't keep it in. Took a high hop. And it bounced off Baxter. Wilson bangs it off Medford. It goes out. And it'll be a throw-in, not a corner kick. Off a Medford head. Duarte has to go get it. It was going toward the net. Almost to the end line, the goal line in football. To pick that one off and boots it up in here. Glasgow kicks it ahead. Wilson tried to tip it. Now she tips it. Thurman walking in. Takes the shot and scores up over the goaltender. Wilson kept it alive. Thurman tipped it. It just went over the fingertips. That's a very tough goal for Medford to give up because it comes with time winding down. Laura Wilson did a great job keeping it alive. Flipped it over to Thurman, who's had a couple of shots from that angle, and just chipped it enough to get it under the top crossbar, over Duarte, inside the near post. And with time winding down here in this first half, Glasgow grabs a 1-0 lead. Master Mateo with it. They get it by. Hustling and breaking it up was Waterman. And breaking it up again is Correnti. And the pass went behind. They looked like they might be open for a shot. And the pass a little bit behind the receiver. And it got kicked out of play. And they'll get a throw in from deep. Time winding down in this first half. A very tough goal for Medford to give up. Glasgow trying to kick it away. Medford trying to center it. Knocked down. Glasgow trying to carry it out instead of just knocking it out. And now they do. They knock it deep. And Medford knocks it a lot deeper. Thurman picked it off. Nerick with it. Medford coming back. They center it. Looking for a shot. They take the shot. Flaherty got a piece and knocked it over the net. I think that was Emma Casey with the shot. Flaherty got a piece and knocked it over the net. Oh, Medford almost a little payback, getting a little later than the classical goal because we're winding down here. Medford's got to hurry to get this kickoff. It's been a long 2 minutes. Coming from the far side. Out in front, loose. Medford got a kick on, a foot on it, but it got blocked. Now Classical tries to kick it up. They knock it off. Master Mateo goes out. Classical will get to kick it away. Carenti will kick it away. As she kicks it away, they blow the whistle, and that's the end of the half. So that very late goal by Classical is the difference. Classical 1, Medford nothing in this big one in the GBL. Classical will take a little bit of momentum here into this second half as we're getting ready to go. They scored that late goal and a pretty setup from Lauren Wilson to Ava Thurman, who banged it home just over, under the top crossbar, just over the reach of the goalie, Haley Duarte. And that's the difference. First goal scored in a game and a half between these two teams. Last game they played 0-0. Medford was nowhere to be found in the Classical end for quite a bit of the first half, but then they picked it up considerably. Flaherty didn't have to make any great saves, but there was a little bit of action, and they kept it in the Classical end a little bit more. And then Classical finally took it away. Thurman trying to knock it deep, had it blocked. Punches it up, but it's picked off by Colombo. And she takes it down the far side. Broken up nicely, that's Nerick. Pushing it up. Knocked it deep, but didn't knock it down the far side. Knocked it more to the middle, and the defense was there to break it up. Almost picked off. Just missed. Stretch, couldn't get it. They bang it off Classical. Right in front of the Classical bench is where they'll put it in play. And it goes out off the Medford Mustangs. Medford breaks it up and takes it away. And it goes out off Medford again. Now they're saying it went off Classical. Carenti knocks it back upfield. And Classical knocks it again. This time they knock it out. They blew the whistle because she came up too far for the throw-in. They pushed her back. Eric broke it up. Glasgow got a piece. And the pass picked off in the middle. Glasgow just couldn't get enough. Waterman just getting bothered as she was trying to make the pass. Thurman got broken up. And they're going to get Medford for taking Thurman down, I think. We got a Medford play it down, and we got the trainer hustling out along with coach. It's down around knee or the ankle. Let's hope the young lady's going to be okay. 1-0 Glasgow here in the second half. Everybody down front, they're not watching the game. They're all talking about the kids on the other side. They're all talking about what a mess, what a problem they're causing, how much trouble they're causing. It was Maria Colombo that went out. It looked like she was okay. Last couple of steps, seemed to be under her own strength. Ava Randazzo was the young lady that just knocked that ball out. Tucker puts it in play. It skips through to Thurman, trying to squeeze through. Pushes it away, goes and gets it. Still with it. Actually takes a shot. Duarte's able to make the save. Couldn't get a lot on it. There was a defender kind of leaning on Thurman as she was taking the shot. High hop over everybody. Mannion looking for it. He gets around the defender and knocks it upfield. Nerrick knocks it a little deeper. Medford picks it off. Cutting to the middle, looking to get a shot off. They tip it ahead. And they knock it home. Only the second goal they've given up in the GBL. This one ties it up. Great passing by Medford, set it up. Flaherty had no chance blocking it. And it's taken away again. Bodies go down. Bodies go down again. They blow the whistle. We finally got the number. She finally turned around, so we got the number of Annabelle Bolitho. It was Emma Casey with a nice pass, and Bolitho walked in from the far side and just banged it home. So Medford comes back to tie it. Haskell collects. Knocked away by the defense. Haskell got a head on it, Mannion, but she knocked it back the other way. Off her foot. And Angeline made a nice takeaway, but then she kicked it out of bounds, trying to make the pass. So that momentum that Classical had, ending the half with that very late goal, taken away by Medford. The pass goes deep. Medford gets there first. Dana trying to get it in the middle. Mateo had it bounced off her body, but couldn't get control of it. Delaney Dana with a nice centering pass, but it was bouncing up. Mateo couldn't get the shot off. Now Nerrick with it. Medford breaks it up. Glasgow takes it back. Waterman knocking it to the far side. Haskell pushing it down. Sending it out in front. Wilson got her body on it, but it was on her back looking away from the net. She was out in front and actually got a piece. Delaney. Dana pops it up and it goes wide right. They got the ball out in front. It banged off Lauren Wilson, but it banged off her back. She couldn't bang it home. Shot blocked. And it goes out. Glasgow will keep it in the Medford end. Wilson got a head on it, couldn't do much more. Gets a foot on it. Nerrick with it. Picked off. Medford knocks it deep. Carenti knocks it back. Medford picks it off and takes it back the other way. Deep pass. Shot blocked nicely. That was Ava Carenti blocking the shot of Emma Casey. Headed away by Medford. It goes out. Glasgow will get the throw in. Knocked down. Glasgow takes it away. Blocked. Lauren Wilson lost it. Mateo with a rush. Blocked. Waterman keeping it in. It goes deep. Nerrick with it. Gets it to the far side. They get around one. Looking to center it. Blocked and knocked out. Glasgow will get the throw in down deep. Headed out again by Medford. trying to center it. Wilson got a head on it, but knocked it away. Narek takes it down the far side. Trying to throw it in front. It goes behind the net, out of play. Haskell putting a lot of pressure on, but couldn't get it to the net. Wilson had all kinds of touches. Arm, shoulder, back. Couldn't get it to the net. And now Medford will kick it away. And Classical heads it into the Classical bench area. Narek picks it off. Her pass is blocked. She gets it back. Haskell down the far side. Medford took it away. Starts it back. They knock it deep. Carenti is there to knock it out. Wilson takes it away. And she knocks it way deep. Duarte will come over and play it and kick it away. Right to midfield. Knocked back by Medford, but they take it up. Trying to get around the defense and can't. Glasgow breaks it up. And they get upfield to Dana. Pushes it to the middle. Still with it. Pushes it to the far side. And it's going to go out of play. So back and forth we go. Glasgow got the goal late. Very late in the first half. Looked like they have some momentum. And a nice break by Medford gave him a chance, and he knocked it home. And now they bounce it out in front. And Medford knocks it out. And Glasgow's going to get a corner kick. After they make some substitutions. Carenti will take it. And that's Eliza Carenti. Coming from the near side. Out in front, Medford got a head on it. Mateo kept it alive, never kept it alive. And then Medford takes it away. Waterman knocks it back. And the ball went out. Thurman very quickly gets it to Mateo. Bounces it off Medford. Glasgow with another corner kick, this one coming from the far side. Now, they're not. They're calling it off Glasgow. I thought they were lining up for a corner kick. Duarte will kick it away. And Glasgow knocks it back. Medford kicks it to the near side. It was just going to go out, and they banged it off Parker. Waterman picks it off. Blocked. Dana keeps it alive. Waterman kept it alive. And now they knock it past. And it's a break for Medford. They get by one. Got broken up by Mannion. Classical knocks it deep. Parker. Medford got there first. They bang it through. Flavia will play it on a couple of hops. Eric with it. They double up. She gets right by him. Nice move. Knocking it deep. Mateo drops it down for Thurman. Getting it out in front. Duarte steps right in front of Parker and picks it off. Parker was looking to knock it home or look for a rebound. Walking in, Duarte makes the save. She just stuffed it. Dana didn't really have anything to shoot at. Waterman kept it alive. They were breaking. She couldn't throw it across. She couldn't get the shot because Duarte just stuffed it. And now Classical will get a corner kick. Good bid by Waterman and Dana. And Carenti will do it again from the near side after we get some substitutions. Multiple for Medford. So Carenti again from the near side. Classical gets there and bangs it in. Carenti put it right on the money. They come in and they banged it in with their body. I think it was Molly Mannion. Molly Mannion. Perfect corner kick by Eliza Carenti. Mannion just came flying in and hit her right about chest high into the back of the net. And Classical got their 1-goal lead back as we reach the halfway mark of the second half. Dana had it knocked away, looking to go get it. And it goes out. Medford will get the throw-in. So what a perfect kick by Carenti. She almost put the ball in the net. Tucker hustles and picks it off. Thurman with it. Back to Mannion in the middle to Nerrick. Looking to go deep, trying to get around the defense. They take it away from Mateo. Classical gets it back, knocks it to the net. Duarte just got there ahead of Dana. Master Mateo with it. Blocked. And here's Tucker knocking it away. Blocked nicely by Waterman, who's really played well. Knocking it deep. Duarte will have to come out and get it. Off Medeiros. Master Mateo again. And here's Medeiros taking it away. He kept it alive, but knocked it ahead. Master Mateo picked it off, and it'll go off Tucker, out of play. We got a substitution for Medford. The lights are going to come on pretty soon. The sun is set. We're no longer blinded looking to our left. Takedown, a little late whistle, but there was a takedown. Medford will get the kick from just about the 40-yard line. Headed away. That was Mannion heading it away, and now Medford tries to throw a lead pass too far, out of play. And Carenti will get to kick it away as we get substitutions for both teams. Lasso got a foot on it. They try to collect. They bang it off Medford into the Medford bench area. Be Mannion putting it in play. They get around the defense, trying to center it. Bouncing. It just took a little off hop and bounced behind Lazo. It looked like she was going to have a chance at a shot and had a little bit of spin on the ball. It bounced away from her rather than to her. Mateo's pass a little too far out in front for Thurman. Thurman picks it off. Mateo trying to lead. Thurman pushed it too far. They get it back. Mateo. Lazo, a little shift. Nice pass. Bounced up too high. Mateo was going to the net. Good idea, Lazo, with the pass, but it just kind of bounced. Rather than stay along the turf, it bounced up and it got by. And then Medford knocked it out. Glasgow with the throw-in. They headed away. Gets knocked out by Glasgow. Again, we're going to hopefully get these lights on pretty soon. Glasgow pops it up. And Glasgow knocks it deep. Medford gets there and knocks it out of play before Mateo could get it. Thurman will put it in play. We'll get a substitution first. Hey, Medford knocks it away. Tucker hustling. Knocks it to the far side. Thurman gets around. Gets around again. Trying to center it. They try to give it back to Waterman for the shot. They give it to Tucker. Tucker just kept it in. Now they say she didn't keep it in. Walker's throw and got knocked back. And just kept past Waterman. Master Mateo broken up. Got taken away by Lazo. It skips past and they almost sent Medford in alone. They were looking to kick it. It bounced up and bounced by. They almost had a breakaway. They just got a foot on it and knocked it out of play. Warren down deep, waiting for the ball, cutting it back to the middle. Got around and then got blocked. They just got enough of the ball. Down deep, Thurman takes it away. Out in front, it was a little bit behind Warren. Hustling with Lazo. And gets knocked off Lazo. They're calling it. Angelina was about to take it in. I thought they called it off Medford. They couldn't do it because it went off Lazo. So the throw in. And they bang it off Klasko. And that one off Mateo. Substitutions for both teams. Klasko leading it 2-1 here in the big one in the GBL. Klasko trying to stay undefeated. They've given up only their second goal in GBL games. At the time, it tied it at 1. They pop it up. Warren tried to control it. Couldn't. It was bouncing around. Now she blocked it. Master Mateo picks it off. Knocked to the middle. Hustling is Thurman. And we got bodies going down. They ran over. Glasgow, they ran over Thurman at the 10-yard line. Glasgow will get a free kick. This could be huge. With 10 minutes left in the game. Olivia Waterman will take it. They backed that Medford picket fence up quite a bit. She doesn't take it. She tips it to Thurman, who shoots it high over the net and out of play. They didn't want to try and kick it through that picket fence. They wanted to give Thurman a chance for her second goal. And she had a little too much foot. Master Mateo, broken up. Dana pushes it upfield. Warren, who's really played well, gets it to the far side. They try to tip it back to Thurman. It got picked off. Medford hasn't been in classical territory for a while. Broken up. Glasgow keeping it in. They couldn't decide who was going to get it. Now a couple of nice shifts. Looking to get it to the net. Duarte will come off to her left and grab it and kick it away. Tucker knocks it back. Medford's going to knock it out. So it's been a little bit of a warped feel for a while. It's been all classical on the Medford end as we get a couple of more substitutions, one for each team. 8 minutes and counting left in this one. Wilson trying to walk in. It was bouncy. She couldn't go get it. Defense got there first and knocked it away. And how Classical knocks it out. That was Waterman. Medford will get to kick it away. It's been all Classical for a while, especially since they got that goal to make it 2-1. They keep it in. Wilson and Medford slides. I think they called it off Waterman. Duarte will kick it away. Off Dana. Master Mateo, she's played well. Knocks it upfield, broken up. Medford finally gets it in the Classical end. Trying to get a shot off. Shot goes wide right. Off the foot of Emma Casey. She made the nice pass to set up the goal that tied it for Medford. Now she was trying to tie it up herself. Carenti will kick it away. Medford stepped in and knocked it away. Trying to center it. They get it out. It took a hop, and they couldn't get the shot off. They finally got the shot off. That was the same duo that got the first goal. Luckily for Classical, Casey's pass across to Bolitho, it was just slightly behind her, and she couldn't get the shot off. She had to go get it. Then when she got the shot off, Flaherty was able to save it. So a big break for Classical there. We got 5 minutes and counting left in this one. Medford takes it away. Carenti knocks it deep. Skips past everybody. Classical will collect it. And it gets knocked deep. And Medford knocks it away and out of play. They'll take the throw-in rather than a corner kick. Coming from down deep. Medford knocks it out again. Classical will be content now to just keep it the Medford end. Bouncing. Warren got a head on it, got another head on it. Medford clearing it away. Takes a big hop. And they head it away. And they'll look to go deep. Casey will get there first. And nice hustle by Tucker, knocks it out. Good defense by Tucker. Not sure what the whistle is for. I think what they're saying is shut the clock off. What happens is they're supposed to shut the clock off with 5 minutes left. Everybody, most of the people are used to running it down to 2 minutes. But the officials want the clock off. Like, that's what the official was saying. Shut the clock off. Because when it gets down to 5 minutes, they keep the clock on the field. And they'll shut it off as teams make substitutions. And he'll shut it off at different times. So 5 minutes could be 6 or 7. Some of the officials don't mind. They don't bother with it. That official stopped, pointed up the press box and said, shut it off. Off Dana. Still hustling. Dana takes it back. Gets around. Throws it out front. It goes across, but too far ahead. Mateo was breaking in, but she was a little bit further away. And really couldn't get to it and get a good shot off. So the clock is now the enemy for Medford. They knock it loose, looking for a break. She's all by herself. And Classical clears it away. And Thurman does a nice job keeping it in. She gets around the defense, takes it back to the Medford end, which is where Classical wants it. And Medford knocks it in to the Classical bench area. Late in the second half, 2-1. Classical. Not much to choose between these two teams. They played to a 0-0 tie the first time. Now it's 2-1. As it goes off Medford. And we'll have a substitution for Classical. Classical knocking it deep. They get there to save it. And now it goes out. Duarte will kick it in. They got to hustle. She's hurrying to get the kickoff. Time winding down. Gets it away and hurrying. She knocks it into the Classical, right to the Classical coach, Mike Schenner. And Classical again will get to kick it, keep it, and the Medford end. Now they do it again. Medford trying to knock it deep. Mannion knocked it away. Medford coming back. They knock it too far, it goes out of play. They blow the whistle and that's it. So Medford picked it up the tail end of the second half after Lauren Wilson made a very pretty pass to Ava Thurman. She came in the near side, chipped it up over the goaltender into the back of the net. It was 1-0 Classical, and that was late in the first half, a very tough goal for Medford to give up. They came out in the second half, a very pretty pass from Emma Casey to Annabelle Politho. She was by herself on the left side, beat Flaherty inside the far post, and it was 1-1. And then Classical came out, a corner kick by Eliza Correnti. She threw it right dead center of the net, almost in the net from the tough angle. Molly Mannion came flying in, got her body on it, deflected it into the net. That made it 2-1. And after that, Classical virtually dominated territorial-wise. Nobody got really very many shots on net. Medford got stuck in with Classical in their end most of the time, and the 2-1 lead hung up, stayed on the scoreboard, and the goal was enough to give Classical a 2-1 win. Only the second goal they've given up in GBL games, but it was a goal that tied the game up at 1, and then the goal by by Molly Mannion off the nice corner kick from Correnti, and that was Eliza Correnti, made it 2-1, and that was the difference in the game. So Classical will go to 11-0-2, and they'll now be 1-0-1 against Medford. They avenged that 0-0 tie that they thought they outplayed Medford, but wound up 0-0. They avenged that. They'll go 1-0-1. Medford will not get a sweep here at Manning. They beat English here. They will not beat Classical, as Classical wins it 2-1. Medford will go to 7-4-4. As I mentioned, Classical will go to 11-0-2, and that's the way it ends. 2-1, Classical over Medford. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.